Hi, I'm Chef Stevie and welcome to A Fresh Take. Today we're going to redo spaghetti and meatballs. So who doesn't love spaghetti and meatballs, right? But if you're watching your carbs or you're looking for another gluten-free alternative than just buying gluten-free pasta, then this is for you. Also, a lot of people think that they don't like fish, and we really need to get more fish in our diet. It's rich in omega-3s, which are good for our heart and our brain. And I'm going to make meatballs today out of tuna. Now, if you've only eaten canned tuna, you're probably going, bleh. But we're going to use fresh tuna, and it has a completely different taste than canned tuna. As a matter of fact, the first time I ate it, I actually thought they gave me pork or chicken. I thought it was the wrong order. So we're going to use fresh tuna. Now, if you're not quite ready to go there, you can make meatballs with ground turkey, ground chicken, or very lean ground beef and still use our pasta that we're going to make. Okay, so let's get started. A lot of people have heard of spaghetti squash, but not a lot of people know how to prepare it. So just get you a nice sized spaghetti squash. Be very careful because it will roll on you. So you want to make sure you have a good sharp knife and you have good firm grip. So go ahead and cut it in half. And then cut it in half again so that you have quarters. And don't try to cut through this big stem here. Just go around it because it can be kind of hard and an accident can happen. Then you want to just scoop out the seeds. You can actually eat these seeds just like pumpkin seeds. You just put them on a baking sheet and do them just like pumpkin seeds. But today I'm just going to scoop them out. Don't worry about getting every single little string out, but you know, sometimes it's pretty easy. See, like that, I'm not worried about it. And then we're going to bake this in the oven at 350 to 400, depending on your oven, for about 30 to 40 minutes, depending on the size of your squash. So I would suggest you bake it about 30 minutes and then poke it with a fork, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. But before you put it in there on the cookie sheet, you just want to drizzle a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of salt and pepper. And just kind of massage it in so that it's all over the cut side of the squash. Then you just put them on a cookie sheet and bake them. So when they're done, this is what they look like. And we'll just take them out. Now you want to let this cool off before you try to take the squash out because it can be very, very hot. But what you're going to do is take a fork and just, the reason they call this spaghetti squash is because you'll just take the fork and prick it and it comes out like strands of spaghetti. I used to think that I really loved pasta. And then when I started eating spaghetti squash, I realized it's got the same mouthfeel as pasta, and really it's all about the sauce anyway, right? So this is a great way to cut back on your pasta intake. Like I said, if you're either gluten-free or just trying to watch your carbs or just want to get more veggies in your diet. Okay, so there's your spaghetti squash. And you can use this, you can put pesto on it, for any kind of pasta sauce you want. But we're going to do meatballs. So I'm going to go ahead and make my tuna meatballs. I have a fresh tuna steak here. And everybody has a favorite meatball recipe. So whatever your favorite meatball recipe is, you can use that. Just substitute the tuna for whatever meat that you'd be using. So again, we're just going to put this in the food processor. I already have some onions in here because I love onions, but you don't have to put them. You can break it up into chunks if you want. You don't have to because it'll break up pretty good. And then you're going to pulse it until it looks like ground meat. Whatever else that you want to put in here, breadcrumbs, an egg, your seasonings, you'll just put right in there. And then I'm going to make meatballs, and we're going to cook them in a little bit of olive oil. And of course, the smaller you make the meatballs, the quicker they'll cook. So I like to make them about like that size. You could also bake these in the oven. You could use a mini muffin tin for portion control, or even a cookie scoop. Small cookie scoop. Soften, so let me know when you're ready. Okay, so when your meatballs are almost done, you want to go ahead and put in your favorite marinara sauce. If you want to make your own sauce, if you want to do a pesto. When I'm cooking this for my family, I usually like to add other vegetables like chopped up onions, bell peppers, mushrooms, things like that. You could even throw in a handful of spinach. So I'm just going to add some marinara sauce. The meatballs are almost done, so really all you need to do at this point is let that sauce heat up. And that'll just take a couple of minutes. Okay, so here you have spaghetti squash with tuna meatballs and a little Parmesan cheese on top.
Perfect.
All right.
Sorry about that.
Not only is it good, but it's much healthier for you. You get all the omega-3s from eating tuna in a new, different way, and cutting back on your carbs and getting an extra veggie in with the spaghetti squash. So thanks for joining me on The Fresh Take with Chef Stevie, and if you want this recipe, just go to chefstevie.com.